Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Geeks at Around, where we do the roundtable discussions on the entertainment you care about. My name is Deanna Jackson. Today, it's second episode of Breaking Bad was yesterday, and we're going to talk all about it. Let me go ahead and introduce you to the guests. First of all, fucking David. every time he's in one of these hangouts, he always has to have a new thing on his
Yeah. Just, I want to make one thing clear. We are going in a completely different direction this time, and we could really use donations right now. So we're done with the whole kid thing, okay?
Yeah, a new direction would be...
Yeah.
All right, also, long-time regular on the show, Matt Moore from Too Much Free Time. What's going on, Matt?
Not much. Doing good.
And it's Monday's a million degrees in here. And Seth, finally back with us, man. How was Comic-Con?
I had a complete blast. I was out late at parties, and then I was up early to go network more. I was so exhausted by the end of it.
And you didn't once come by and like, have a drink with me or something?
It didn't even occur to me because I went to live band metal karaoke Friday night with a free bar. I was so messed up from that. I was still sobering up Saturday afternoon.
That's when you know you did it right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's just jump right into it. Season 2 of Breaking Bad is like, well, for the first time ever, it's like, I mean, we've done episodes in Mexico before, but it was like we actually legitimately crossed the pond and left the country during the opening of the show, all the way over to Hanover, Germany, where, of course, Madrigal, the company that funded Gus's operation, is in. For now, a lot being said during that scene. That was pretty powerful stuff.
Yeah.
It kind of proves that it was a bigger conspiracy than just Gus. So.
Yeah, I didn't remember Madrigal from before this episode. Did they make mention of them?
They didn't exactly mention it. You had to be paying attention. If you look at one of the advertisements they played during season 4 for Los Pollos Hermanos, that you could see Madrigal in there.
Oh.
So it's like that. That's one of the things I like about this show. Is like, I mean, they tie things together very, very, very well.
I just wanted to point out that I'm pretty sure it was me that had the idea of Walt and Jesse and Mike all teaming up together to take over for Gus. Pretty sure it was me that said that.
Yep, that it was. Yeah, it's like, and that looks like that's exactly what's going to happen. It's like, I mean, at first I was really wondering about it because Mike didn't really seem too up on this particular idea.
Yeah.
It's the Justice League of meth.
Yeah, more or less.
Do you think it's because his granddaughter got... do you think he's just trying to replace the money for his granddaughter? Do you think that's his primary motivation?
Absolutely.
Well, I think it's definitely her, and I would say her and his team, his guys.
Mm-hmm.
I would say he's trying to replenish all that money. See, because now in Breaking Bad, you kind of have an interesting dynamic, and I want to see how far they take this, where on one side you have Walt, who says, oh, I'm doing this for my family, but of course that's bullshit. That's a smokescreen doing it for his ego. And on the other hand, you have Mike, who is legitimately doing this for his family. He was willing to walk the fuck away.
Yeah.
But he is legitimately doing this for his family. So I really like to see how that dynamic plays out as the season continues. Because I just think that's a really interesting, just looking at the two of them in contrast like that.
Yeah. Now, I have another question. As we all watch the show pretty regularly, did any of us think that Dude was going to get the drop on Mike? Did anyone even for a second think
never.
that Mike was going to get hurt? Yeah.
No.
Not at all.
I don't even know what the hell that dude was thinking. It's like, I don't know if you guys actually remember him from last season, but he was actually the driver that drove Gus to the retirement home where he met his untimely end. But to think that maybe he didn't know who Mike was.
No, he knew, because if you remember, Mike says earlier on in the episode that he personally vetted each and every one of his guys, and that they were all solid. But as soon as the money was gone, they were willing to turn on Mike, and I think that factors also into the reason that he decided not to kill Gus's wife there, and also to work with Walt.
No, that wasn't Gus's wife. That was Lydia. That's someone else entirely. That was their contact for getting some of the chemicals and whatnot they needed to manufacture the meth.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
But that wasn't Gus's wife then. I thought that was.
As a matter of fact, it's like I know this wasn't particularly mentioned in the episode, but at the end of it, when Mike shows up to her house, she lives in Houston, Texas. He went all the way to Houston to deal with her ass.
Okay.
That wasn't mentioned in the show, but it'll come up later. Trust me.
And another thing I was wondering is that do you think that Hank figured it out?
I think Hank is on the verge. What do you guys think?
Well, I mean, you saw him in the scene in the office with his DA boss, who I guess took some flack for what went down because he didn't back Hank or whatever. So he was taking flack, and he was talking about how Gus was right under his nose. They spent a lot of time together, and then you saw the look on Hank's face, like he just is thinking really hard, and either he hasn't figured it out yet, or he's obviously going to put it together here soon, because that's pretty much what they're driving it at.
Yeah.
And do you think Hank could turn on Walter? We talked last week about how Walter could turn on him. Do you think Hank could actually arrest Walter?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Think so?
Yeah, I think if it comes down to it, Hank is more the business, the justice part of it. So I honestly do think it's going to be part of the storyline for this season is going to be some sort of standoff between Walt and Hank.
But he's not gonna go after Walt like he did with Gus. I mean, he might look into him, but he's not gonna go up to him and accuse him, and it's not gonna be like a back and forth. Like he might look into him, but that's pretty much the.
No, it's like I don't think he'd approach Walt without having solid proof.
Yeah.
He would need something pretty substantial to start looking in Walt's direction. But once he's looking, he's going to find something.
Yeah, I mean, whatever is nagging at him right now, whether it be the gambling thing or finding out that he's been paying for his rehabilitation.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, so
I forgot about that too.
So I mean, stuff like that might nag at him. I'm not even sure if he found out about that.
I don't think so.
Not yet.
I think that's going to be what when he starts really looking into Walt.
Can I make a prediction right now? This is purely out of the blue. There's no substantiation for this, but I have a prediction that Walt Jr. is going to say something that Walt Jr. hasn't connected the dots to, but Hank's going to hear it and go, "Wait a second, that makes no sense." And maybe that's going to be my prediction is Walt Jr., who's the only one in the family who's not in on everything. Well, that isn't a baby. I think he's going to say something, and Hank's going to catch on to it.
Well, for all we know, the baby's actually helping move the meth. So just because it's a little kid doesn't mean they're innocent.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, look at that little cute little cherub face. Wouldn't you buy meth from that?
The stroller is a perfect hiding spot, as most mothers know who are watching right now.
Yeah, cops never check strollers.
Except at TSA.
You wouldn't know that. He's a fucking terrorist.
TSA aren't cops, they're perverts.
Years,
I know that, Seth, because of the fact that I've seriously considered being part of TSA. So I know that you have to have a little bit of pervert there to really join them.
Yeah, that's a question on the resume. Do you like grabbing other dudes' junk? Why, yes, I do.
I think it's more, do you like violating other people's privacy in general? With your hands, preferably.
Yeah, preferably. Well, it's like I was sure there was something up his ass, sir, so I had my nightstick, and what else could I do?
I can see it now. Matt, you're off work. Take off the gloves. Go home.
Oh, you know what? I wanted to make maybe a theory here, because as we know, Walt is out of money. But how soon until Jesse's money runs out? And then that might be what strikes up the thing with Hank when he finds out that Walt can't pay for his rehab anymore.
Well, Jesse's been way smarter with his money than Walt and Skyler, I have to say.
Yeah, I was about to say, Skyler's the one making some of the questionable decisions.
But we're not talking about living expenses. They're going to be starting up an operation. So
that's true. They're going to have to rely heavily on what money Jesse has left to start everything up.
Yeah.
That's true. He's the only person with money right now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Ooh, I didn't think of that one. That's a really
good...
So,
I mean, really, this is going to be kind of... I mean, last season Jesse was really good with his money, but the year before that, Walter was all like, you need to stop spending money like this or else we're going to get busted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of weird to see the flip side of that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's like, speaking of flip sides, oh man, we have to talk about that scene where Walt's on the deplorable actions already, making a fake rice and cigarette and planting it in Jesse's house so that, you know, Jesse can find it. Man, manipulation like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Well,
I want to make the comment that I thought that scene was particularly bad. That it's in the Roomba. That's pretty. It wasn't the greatest writing.
David would have preferred to see it up his ass.
Yeah.
So that's where I left it.
Yeah, I can totally see how it might have accidentally found its way up there.
Wait, I didn't know Jesse went to prison.
But the reaction that Jesse had when he discovered that cigarette, and it just, I mean, you could just kind of see his emotions completely breaking down, thinking back to what he almost did to Walt, which in his mind right now he was wrong at, but we of course all know that he had the exact right reaction and he should have pulled the trigger when he had a chance.
But it goes back to what I was saying last week. I think Jesse is going to be as loyalty can get this entire season. Until he finds something out.
Yeah. Speaking of the ricin, Deanna, was it you last week? You brought up the ricin saying it was going to come into play. That was you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or was that Matt? But someone mentioned that last week, and we saw how he actually took the real ricin and like hid it behind his light fixture.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to come back into play later.
Oh yeah, definitely that for a rainy day. Any ideas on what he might be planning to do with it, or does he even have a plan of what to do with it right now?
Or maybe it'll come. Maybe it'll have something to do with Hank's Geo rocks. Who knows? Maybe those will come back into play also.
I was thinking that little tube he put it in, is that plastic or glass? Because if it's plastic, he's got it right there by the wires.
Looked like glass to me. It's like, I mean, well, the one
who replaced really thin glass.
Sultan was glass. It's like I mean, it stands to reason that the original was glass.
Yeah.
It would definitely make the most sense, particularly given the place where they chose to hide it. So I was like, yeah, if it was plastic, that would not be good.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, ricin, airborne, yay!
Yeah, actually, it's like, yeah, Breaking Bad would have a funny as hell ending. Yeah, went to sleep one night. Yeah. Electricity burned through tube, ricin in the air. Walt died. The end. You're like, dang, talk about anticlimactic.
That'd be right up there with Lost for bad endings.
Marcus, if you're watching, I don't even want to hear shit. Walt's ending sucked, dude. Fuck you. I'm sorry. I actually did very recently watch all of Lost, watched the entire last season. It was like,
was terrible.
What the fuck is going on?
That's what happens when you start a show with an interesting premise, but you have no idea where to go from there.
No. They were clearly making it up as they went. It's like, I mean, that's normal for a show, kind of making up as you go. You have kind of a rough draft. Yeah, we're going to do this and this and this. But it's like, damn, at that point, they're just making shit up. It's like, yeah, so, hey, check this out. They were dead the whole time, right? Or at least for some of it, okay? I mean, this is after we've done the moving island, the going back and forth through time, the fucking smoke monster, who, okay, now the smoke monster has another form, and these two ancient, like, dude,
it was even more stupid than that they were dead the whole time. They were all there, but then they became aware that they were there after they died. Fucking stupid.
So yeah, Vince, if you're watching, and I know you are, don't you fucking dare do that shit with Breaking Bad. This shit better have an awesome ending.
My thought on the ending is everybody's in the house, in Jesse's house, and a bullet ends up hitting the electrical socket. Everyone dies.
Yeah, seems legit. That could totally work. No, Zombie Gus.
Chilean Two-Face Zombie Gus. Get the full title.
Yes.
Exactly. You know, it's like, everyone's been talking about a potential Breaking Bad, Walking Dead crossover. What if the ending of Breaking Bad is the beginning of The Walking Dead? How fucking awesome would that be? Except not at all. It would be kind of fucking funny, though.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see them try to bridge the universes, but that'd just be such a letdown.
Well, technically, if you're paying attention, there's already been a little bit of crossover. I mean, the blue meth has made an appearance in season 2 of The Walking Dead.
Okay. Where?
Early on, back before the whole Sophia's missing thing that infuriated the fucking hell out of me, they were going through some of Merle's old belongings and whatnot, and yeah, Daryl's like, yeah, this is a meth, and the meth is quite clearly blue.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
It's very early on in the season. It's like, yeah, for those of you watching, I think it was maybe episode 2, 3, somewhere in there of the second season of The Walking Dead.
Yeah. You know what the problem is that Bryan Cranston's a madman. He's always carrying around a bag of blue rock candy with him. If you ever see him on a talk show, he's always got it with him.
Really?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I think a better way to bridge the universes would just be, like, as a kudos to the fan, like slipping in the cast of Breaking Bad as zombies in the next season of The Walking Dead. Like Bryan Cranston in, like, a prison uniform as a zombie at the prison. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, still wearing the Heisenberg hat. Yeah. That'd be awesome. All right, it's like, I have here a comment from Antonio Cunningham. Let's see. He says, how much money does Walt have in the car wash right now? It's like, and that's it's like, I mean, because the car wash is actually, you know, making a little bit of money.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I know they put a lot into it. There was the original purchase. I can't remember off the top of my head. Any of you remember how much they bought?
Wasn't it like 600,000?
Yeah, I know it was less than $1 million.
Yeah. It was in like the 6 to maybe 800,000 range. I know that much.
I think they originally offered like 800,000 or 900,000, and then they knocked the offer down when they staged that fake
inspector guy.
Yeah.
Now, Tony also has another question. He's wondering how come Walt didn't simply destroy the car wash. He's saying, you know, what if Skylar got a hold of it? And I'll tell you period point blank, Antonio, it's like, in case Skylar ain't doing shit to fuck Walt. She ain't doing a motherfucking thing. That woman is terrified of Walt.
She's stuck in bed.
Mm-hmm. It's like she's got so much she's trying to figure out right now. It's like, I mean, she's perfectly aware at this point that Walt is directly responsible for what happened to Gus. And at this point, it's like, I mean, God, who knows how many other people have died because of Walt? I mean, she doesn't know. We know, but she doesn't know. So she is terrified. There is zero chance of Skylar doing, like, just straight up taking the car wash or something like that. Now, having said that, Skylar is scared, but she's also, at this point, I think she's also extremely concerned about her children. If she could work out some kind of deal and get herself into protective custody and whatnot, and she thinks she can escape Walt, I think that she'll take that chance. What do y'all think?
Yeah, I think I said this back a few weeks ago when we were talking about the summer shows. She would turn on Walt pretty quickly, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Especially right now.
And
I just checked. It was 800,000.
800,000? Okay. Yeah, there's your answer, Antonio. We have confirmed it. So, yeah, we weren't that far off. We were right. But, yeah, they're just... Woo! Skylar ain't doing nothing right now as long as she thinks that Walt will know. And at this point, it's like, I mean, Walt's feeling pretty fucking good about himself. We have here for the first time, it's like, I mean, Walt's winning.
Yeah.
And he's winning a lot. It's like, I mean, you could kind of hear that in his voice when Mike called him up near the end of the episode and was like, I'm in. It's like, I mean, did Walt seem particularly shocked to anybody?
No.
It was like, about time.
Yeah. It's like, what'd you think he was going to do? I'm Walt, bitch.
He hasn't seemed particularly worried about anything so far this season.
Yeah, he thinks he has the answer for everything, and for the first half of the season, I think that's going to work out pretty well. But I see that as being his ultimate downfall.
What's kind of funny is the grand plan from last week that they did with the magnet and all that. I don't know if you caught it, but Hank mentioned that they weren't even sure that they'd be able to get past the encryption on the computer in the first place.
Yeah, I caught it.
I'm all like, oh, dude.
So,
like,
yeah, he basically screwed Mike and everyone else's accounts to try to cover his own ass when he maybe didn't even need to.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, to be fair to them, they didn't know that, and as far as they were concerned, if they didn't destroy that laptop, they were all fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Though that does, like, bring up, like, just a weird thought I had. It's like, Gus was so security conscious that he had, like, Mike vetting everyone, and he had, like, this insane encryption on his laptop. Why the fuck did he leave a paper trail of the bank accounts for all of his staff?
That's something that actually I was curious about. Is like, I mean, okay, call me crazy, but if I had a bunch of money that I gained illegally, probably the last fucking thing I would even consider to do up with it would be to open a bank account in either my name or anyone else in my family's name or anything like that. That shit is like, I mean, y'all seen movies before. It's like, where do you put illicit money? You put it in a goddamn safety deposit box, just like a normal criminal.
I actually have an answer for that, and I think it's a pretty legitimate answer, and that is he wasn't paying some people to do something, that in itself would have looked suspicious.
Well, yeah, you pay him.
Millions of dollars was $2 million to Mike's granddaughter, and they didn't link that to Sal specifically. They just found out that a shell company had given her the money, and she was like 10.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Like,
yeah, but
yeah,
they locked down everybody's money. They locked down everybody's money, though. That's how Lydia was able to manipulate Chris into, going ahead and killing. Fuck, what is the Asian dude's name?
Cho.
Yeah, that's how you tricked him into killing Cho, and it's like, wait a second, it's like the dude is just stupid. I mean, come on. If I was able to kill Mike, $30,000, kiss my ass. You know how fucking hard that was? $30 for me to think of $30,000 for me to think about killing Mike. Let's try that one. But yeah, $30,000 for killing Mike. It's
yeah,
like,
$30,000 to muse over the idea over your coffee in the morning.
Yeah.
There's actually a pretty easy way to kill Mike. Rocket launcher, drive up to his house, shoot it off, drive off.
I don't even think that would necessarily kill Mike. I think that would just make him angry.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Drive by rocket launcher. Come on.
Oh, you thought that would work, did you?
Uh-huh. And then it's like you drive back home. It's like, oh, I did it. You park your car in the garage. You get out. Mike's there, standing there with a silenced pistol at you. It's like, well, that plan failed.
How many silencers does that man own?
I think he actually is made of silencers. I think that's what's happening here.
Because those things only get, like, what, 5 shots silenced before they're just toast?
Mm-hmm.
How many fucking guns or silencers does he own?
Well, I think someone in his line of work is like, I mean, a silencer, if you know what you're doing, honestly, not that hard to make. Honestly.
Potato.
Yeah.
Or a pillow.
Pillow, yeah. Feather pillows work all the time. I've seen it in multiple television shows. You ever
And on the Walking Dead video game. Telltale one.
Oh, yeah!
And if they do it in a video game, obviously it's real life.
Yeah, seems totally legit to me. Good God.
I still haven't finished episode 2. I just haven't been able to get into it.
Oh, you're really going to want to go ahead and finish that.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
You're really going to want to go ahead and finish that.
I might wait until episode 3 before I finish episode 2.
Well, see, you're way more patient than I am. It's like, I couldn't wait. It's like, the second it downloaded, I'm like, turned off everything else. I'm like, all right, let's what? I did not move until I'd beaten it. And then, of course, I instantly wanted, God damn it, I want episode 3.
Yeah. That's kind of what happened when I read the new Ice and Fire book last summer. Because it's like I read all of it in like 2 days, the day it came out. And I was like, God damn it, I want the next book already. It's going to be fucking years.
Uh-huh. Yeah, technically, it's like, I mean, because he don't care. It's like, it'll come out eventually.
Mm-hmm.
When I get around to it. Could be 3 years. Could be 6 years. We don't know.
We just have to hope.
But this episode is like, so we've got the 3 of them working together now. We've got Mike with it's like, I mean, especially judging from the promos for the next episode, Hazard Pay, he's going to be running completely the business side of it. I mean, he's got the connection for the for some of the chemicals that they need, and he certainly knows how to run this shit. So that leaves pretty much Walt and Jesse for manufacturing. But then you also have this guillotine over the head with Madrigal out there somewhere. It's like, I mean, was the entire company corrupt, or was it just this one guy that was corrupt? We don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's like, if it's not that one guy and it's not the whole company, then who the fuck else knows? Who the fuck else is involved?
I mean, in that meeting with the DEA, I mean, the guy there was certainly suspect. Yeah, he could be or he could not be.
Uh-huh.
Now, I just have a question. You guys have seen the news about the Facebook Breaking Bad game?
Nope.
I heard about it vaguely.
Chemical Codebreaker is its name.
Codebreaker.
Chemical
See, that game
Codebreaker.
already exists, and I have it. It's called Space Chem.
No, it's not a version of Cow Clicker where you just click on a thing of meth once a day.
It's not just one thing of meth once a day.
Yeah. Then what do you have to do? Is like in order to earn points and earn more credits and shit. Like you have to like sell meth to your friends on Facebook and shit.
I guess. I don't know. I don't think it's out quite yet. But I'm looking at screenshots of it right now, and like I see a silhouette of Waltz, but I don't see really anything else that is Breaking Badish except for the lab itself.
Who's making the game? If you say Zynga, I'm done listening.
No, it's not Zynga. It's Big Spaceship. Never even heard of them.
Big Spaceship, huh? Well,
Yes.
hey, you can't trust Big Spaceship with the Breaking Bad game. Who can you trust? Although one of my Telltale games would be fucking awesome. I'll buy the shit out of that.
That would be fun.
I know you don't agree there, David. It's like I know you're not a big fan of Telltale's Walking Dead series.
Well, I mean, I'm just not a fan of point and click. What can you do?
Yeah, those their turns. Like I mean, it's like I'm gonna fucking hate the Activision game. I don't care because I'm just gonna hate it because it's Activision, pretty much. That's a good enough reason for me. Call of Duty Zombies. Good God.
Too bad Ubisoft didn't jump on that.
Ubisoft
Or Naughty Dog.
No, Naughty Dog would have done it.
There we
awesome.
go.
But now that
Yeah, I was going to say, I'd actually be interested if it was Naughty Dog making it.
Mhm.
Just
Naughty
because
Dog.
you'd get some really interesting zombie-themed set pieces, like you get with all of their other games.
Yeah, pretty
It's
much.
all just set pieces, which they do a good story around it, but it's the set pieces.
Oh, definitely. All right. It's like, anyone else got anything for this episode? Anything else? Anyone else want to bring up?
No, I'm good.
It's my last week in Reno.
I do want to say that probably based on how the show's now progressing from episode 2, the time jump that we saw at the beginning of episode 1 probably won't happen until the break, the mid-season break.
Oh, no doubt. It's like they're going to tease the hell out of that for quite some time.
Yeah,
But,
I thought they'd do it sooner, but probably doesn't look like it now.
I want to see Walt go Rambo with that fucking 50 cal.
Say hello to my little friend. It's like, that's where they had to get the idea of this, is like, because this whole thing is about pretty much him turning into a Scarface-like character. So
Yeah.
it's just as long as he doesn't, exit the same way as Scarface did, be total rip everything will be copacetic.
I'm actually okay with him going out the same way as Scarface did.
So, oh, come on. It's like they would have to just come up with something a lot more dynamic than that.
Yeah, he's not going out like that.
It's like they got to give us some twist or do something just to really, shock us, I think. But the tension on Breaking Bad is definitely picking up. This is a quality episode. I'm really looking forward to seeing what's going to happen next week. And, of course, Geeks of the Round will be here every step of the way, telling you guys what's what. So, until next time, holla.